Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So this morning I was on Facebook and I came across a video of a Nigerian American woman making some statements about black people, Black Lives Matter, about education, crime, and wealth disparities. I will include a link in the description box so that you can watch the video for yourself. But for right now, I plan to just do an initial reaction. And later on, I'm going to do a video thoroughly responding to the substance of the arguments that this woman raised. But I think that video, and I encourage you to watch that before you watch the rest of this video. That video really epitomizes the problem with a lot of these African immigrants. They come to this country and they reap all the benefits of our struggle. We have been struggling since the moment we landed in America. We were enslaved for 400 years. We lived under Jim Crow for over 100 years, and we continue to struggle today against police brutality, against poor education, against mass incarceration, against a wide range of various issues that we continue to face. And because of our struggle, we have certain civil rights in this country. Because of our struggle, there is a such thing as affirmative action at a lot of these universities. Because of our struggle, immigrants have opportunities that were never here before. Before, people were segregated and humiliated, but because of our struggle, that is no longer the case. So you have these African immigrants. They come to this country and they reap all the benefits of our struggle. They reap the financial benefits. They reap the social benefits. They reap the educational benefits. Because of our struggle for equal access to education and civil rights, these African immigrants come to this country and they're able to go to the best universities, in part because of the affirmative action and all that stuff that we fought for. They're able to get their doctorates and their graduate degrees, their masters, and all that kind of stuff. Because of our struggle, they're able to get a job and not have to face discrimination without legal consequences. Because of our efforts, because of the Civil Rights Act that we fought for, because of Title VII that we fought for. And after they reap all these benefits of our struggle against Jim Crow, our struggle against segregation and racism and slavery and all that kind of stuff. After they reap these benefits, they turn around and shit on the people that made it possible for them to have opportunity in this country. The people that made it possible for them. And I just think that that's sickening. I think that it's disgusting and I think it's disappointing. And, it's deeply troubling. I mean, a lot of these people, they come over here and they basically deny the existence of racism in America. They downplay it. They don't empathize with our struggle at all. But yet many of us want to defend these immigrants. Many of us want to support these immigrants, these black immigrants. And it reminds me of that debate that we had the other day when I was talking about these British actors taking these African American roles. Here we are, people are fighting, basically saying, well, they're black, we're all black, and let's be united, and let's sing Kumbaya and all that kind of stuff. But yet these immigrants, they come here and they think that they are better than African Americans. They think that there is something wrong with African Americans. They look at the condition of African Americans, and instead of looking at the historical and racist factors that have led to our condition, these people, just like these white conservatives, they blame black people and attack black people for the conditions that black people suffer under. Here you have an organization, Black Lives Matter. An organization that's controversial. And it's a damn shame that it is controversial. I was listening to this comedian talking about this. this idea that Black Lives Matter is so controversial, and the fact that that is controversial is absurd and ridiculous. Just the simple phrase that Black Lives Matter is controversial. Just the simple phrase that we want equal rights is controversial. I mean, that organization is under attack. So you had this Nigerian American basically saying, well, Black Lives Matter shouldn't be, concerned about cultural appropriation. They shouldn't be dealing with focusing on racism and stuff like that. Instead, they need to be focusing on out of birth, people having children out of wedlock and all that kind of stuff. They should be concerned about people valuing education and all that kind of stuff. So basically, this person is downplaying the very real issue of police brutality. Police are killing our people in the streets. Racial profiling is an issue in our community. But this person wants to downplay this. This person wants to ignore it. And I think that this is part of what happens with a lot of these immigrants. They don't identify with our struggle. Here you have Eric Garner being choked to death live on camera, and there is no justice. Here you have a black man, Walter Scott, stopped for some child. He was stopped over a light on his car, his tail light not working or whatever. He runs from the police officer because he's concerned about child support issues, and this police officer shoots him in the back as he's running away unarmed multiple times. Police brutality is a very real issue in our community. We got the brother here in Baltimore, Freddie Gray, arrested and thrown in a van for no legitimate reason, and this brother ends up with his neck being shattered to pieces. The medical examiner described his neck as feeling like a bag of rocks after that accident. That brother's dead, and there is no justice. Those cops are walking around free today. In fact, they have received some awards from some of these right-wing groups. And this person, this Nigerian American, wants to pretend like racism is not an issue in this society. I'm going to go into it in more detail in my later video, just breaking down some of the arguments that were raised in her video. But my point is this, man. These immigrants, they don't have any appreciation for our struggle. Some of these immigrants, and I'm talking about these African immigrants in particular. Here we are, we have these ideals and ideas of Pan-Africanism, but these people don't look at us as one people. I mean, a lot of these people look down upon black people, just like a lot of these other people, just like the Arabs in our communities. These Arabs that disrespect us and, have no appreciation for the people that they get rich off of. Man, it's just so disappointing, man, to just see this, man, to see somebody just express such contempt for black people, express such a callous disregard for our struggle. And yet these people benefit off of our struggle. These people live it up off of the labor and off of the fight that we waged. And then they want to turn around and disrespect the people who made it possible for them to have these opportunities. And to me, that's just sickening. It's disappointing. And, just before I go, this is not all immigrants, but there's a significant number of these African immigrants that have this kind of mentality. And it's deeply troubling. And again, I want to remind you all that I will do a thorough video responding to that woman's arguments. I hope you can check that out. Peace.